played a big role in organizing this event, just like them. And I want to say that I did not get a job through BDI Resourcing, but I have worked with them while organizing this event. And it was a very enjoyable and pleasurable experience for me. It was wonderful to work for them, with them. And here's that.
Thanks so much. I actually just want to start by saying thank you to Naseer as well. Talk about each other perhaps, but first of all, thanks Naseer for putting this event on. I think it's absolutely incredible to see all of you guys kind of sat down here. In particular, thanks to the speakers as well. I found it really informative. I'm not even a doctor, so it must be good. And also thank you to Naseer for all the amazing work he does with his blog and everything that he does behind the scenes day in, day out. I actually think that deserves a big round of applause. So. Good. Right, so who are BDI Resourcing? I don't know if any of you have heard of us or come across us online. We post quite a lot in Naseer's blog, and we've got our own blog called IMG Advisor. We set out on a journey about three years ago now, and I was actually a director at the time for one of the biggest locum agencies in the country. And it was evident that there was a big change afoot for the way that agencies were portrayed in the NHS. Expenditure rose. It was actually at the time £3.6 billion every year being spent on agency staff. So that's just temporary hourly rate, people filling shifts, night shifts, whatever it might be, when people didn't turn up. And I was sat at an event not too dissimilar to this, but a bit bigger, where Simon Stevens was actually talking, head of NHS England at the time, and he was saying that the solutions to the staffing problem in the NHS are threefold. One, we can increase awareness of public health, so we can stop people drinking as much, smoking as much, improve their diets, that kind of thing. So that's the first. The second is for us to train more doctors, of course, and I know that the government are trying to do that, but it is a challenge. And the third is turning to you guys, to the international community. None of that was mentioned in locums, and I kind of got to thinking, well, actually, that's not really a good thing. So perhaps what we're doing isn't the right thing. Maybe we need to turn our attention on the international community to see where they can help us. I was really surprised at the market research that we did. So we started by talking to international doctors like yourselves, and it turned out there was a huge appetite for working in the NHS, and you guys are all testament to that. You want the training and the support, and you want the community that the UK gives and the NHS gives and all that kind of thing. And when we spoke to the NHS, they also really wanted international doctors. But there's this bit in the middle that really, I think, just everyone seems to get a bit stuck. And speaking to the guys, all of you guys at lunchtime today, some were talking to me about how they're having to sit their PLAB 2 exam for the second time. Some are saying that they're struggling to get jobs at the moment. They're putting in applications, not hearing anything back. Everyone's got their own unique dilemma. And at the time, I think there were probably 20, 30 different places you could turn. So perhaps you'd go to Aman for some GP training, amazing stuff that he does. You might approach someone about Tier 2 visas, so you go to the Gov website. All sorts of kind of problems that just meant that there was no central point of intelligence for international doctors. So, and what started out as a quest to kind of employ more doctors into the NHS, it's turned into a bit of a crusade really to try and raise awareness of IMGs and of international doctors, to help you guys wherever we can, whether we can help you or at least put you in touch with other people that can through the network that we've got. We've been lucky enough to partner with some amazing companies. I think I've probably moved on to the second slide here. How do we do it? But we've got plenty of people that help with, so we have 20 dedicated recruitment consultants, all focused on an individual specialism. So we've got someone that does anaesthetics, radiology, emergency medicine, there's 3 of those, acute medicine, 3 of those too, and so on. So in being quite specialist in what we do, things like interview preparation, we're very good at. We've had hundreds of doctors interview for acute medicine jobs, for example. So if you're going for an acute medicine job, we can probably give you 100 scenarios that have been asked at hospitals across the country to doctors at varying grades and that kind of thing. So there's all sorts of support we can give you there. Tier 2 visa assistance, this is a real kind of bugbear for most people, very, very difficult thing to navigate, and it's all changed recently, so we're learning at the moment, or relearning that process, but trying to help as much as we possibly can. We've got an immigration lawyer who we can lean on, and I call him probably 10 times a week, with strange, weird and wonderful questions. Document checking services are things we can do like that as well. We've also got a network of people like Aman that do, I know he doesn't do IELTS and OET, but we've got similar people who do coaching for IELTS, OET, for Royal College, for PLAB exams, all that kind of thing. GMC registration guidance, again, we've guided probably circa 1,000 doctors through the GMC application process. So if it comes to document checking, if you're unsure, send us through the documents. We can deal with those confidentially if you want to, and we can get to the answers you need. So it might be that you're not entirely sure whether my certificate of good standing is relevant or whatever it might be, but we can help with that. The NHS job search is obviously, I guess, where we really come into our own, and I was talking to Naseer actually a week or so ago about the perception at the moment. I don't know if anyone here is feeling it, but a lot of people are saying to me, is this it for IMGs? There's no jobs. There's no jobs out there for IMGs. And I'll tell you the first thing we did when we started our business 3 years ago was we called every single HR department in the entire country. So there's 146, I think, NHS trusts, acute hospital trusts, that is. And we asked them all, do you have any vacancies that you'd like to be filled with international doctors? That kind of, broadly speaking, that sort of question. Anyone want to guess how many vacancies they gave us? Bearing in mind that there's 10,000 unfilled jobs for doctors. Did someone say 0? You're dead on. Seriously, not a single hospital gave us a single vacancy for international doctors. And we kind of scratched our heads and thought, what's going on? Why is this? So the NHS being a public body means that it has to share its information with anyone who asks for it. So we put in freedom of information requests to every trust in the UK, and they all came back to us and said, actually, there's 10,000 vacancies here. 4,000 of them have been unfilled for more than 28 days. And we do use international doctors. Every single one of them categorically told us that they have international doctors in the hospital. Of course they do. The NHS is full of people from all around the world. So yeah, this kind of forum, I think, is an amazing space for the international community of doctors to kind of share their knowledge and their experience and how to get into training or how to pass PLAB or whatever it might be. But it's being shared internally in this room. So my job, and what I find really, really important, is giving you guys a voice to the NHS, to those HR departments that won't listen. So actually, in answer to Naseer's, or I raised it with him actually, a lot of doctors coming to us saying that there are no jobs in the NHS and that kind of thing. Absolute nonsense. All that's happened recently is that, you guys are probably all aware, rotations are coming up in August. I spoke to the head of HR at a hospital just outside of London only yesterday. There's probably only one department in a hospital that's busier than the ED department, and that's HR. They told me they have 2 people dealing with 350 rotating doctors who are all starting next week, I think it is, next week for rotating?
7th of August.
Yeah.
7th of August.
I think it was staggered in this hospital, there were two days. Anyway, 350 doctors, each had 30 documents and each had payroll documents to be uploaded, to be consolidated, to be checked, to ensure they've got the right things. So I promise you that all that's happened recently is that this process kind of starts in June and usually ends around August, end of August, once those people have all started and settled in and they've stopped running through the HR doors saying why haven't I been paid and what's going on. So it will come back around. Don't worry if you're applying at the moment and you're struggling, you know, it will come back round for you. Rest assured, we keep putting in those freedom of information requests and they keep coming back saying you guys are very welcome and very needed, so keep applying. I guess the other thing though that's on there is the kind of interview preparation and application preparation. I think one thing I've noticed today is that the level of detail that you guys need to go into when it comes to applying for your specialist training routes or your junior training routes, use all of that advice when it comes to applying for your first jobs in the UK as well. So any additional information that you've compiled over the years, whether that's part of your medical career or whether that's external to that, any audits that you've done, any presentations, any publications, absolutely anything that you feel relevant, include it on your CV. For a doctor in the NHS, looking at the CV of a doctor who's not in the NHS, all they want to be assured of is this person safe? Can they work in this country safely? And they will give you the opportunity. They'll teach you and train you the things that have perhaps been different in your own home countries. But most importantly, put the detail there, put the information there so that they can see as much as is possible. The results, so we now have a network of 15,000 international doctors, some of you in this room, hopefully a few more that might come and join us along the way. We've helped over 500 doctors as a direct result of BDI Resourcing, so we've kind of made the introduction to the NHS. Unfortunately, we've been able to save millions against the alternative, which was them spending money on agency locums, which is what seems to be happening all too often at the moment. So yeah, that's us. I just wanted to give you guys a kind of introduction to our company. If I can help any of you in any way possible, as I said at the beginning, this has become way more than just a recruitment business, and over your medical careers you're going to hear from lots of rubbish medical recruitment businesses that just want your money. But actually, we're kind of in this as a big crusade for IMGs. We really want to raise awareness of what you guys do and events like this so that the NHS, they see you, they've got access to you, they can work with you. So honestly, if we can help you in any way, shape or form, whether that's with finding a job or any part of the process at all, please do get in touch. Gabby at the back there is videoing and blogging all of the events today, so you'll see our details if you're following Naseer and if you're following this event. Thank you very much.